Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my sister pay off her debts even though I could afford it? So, I 32F have a younger sister, Emma 27F, and she's always been a bit of a wild child. She loves designer bags, fancy restaurants, going on vacations she can't really afford. I've tried to be there for her financially over the years because, you know, she's my sister, and the family is supposed to support each other. I've paid off some of her credit card bills when she got behind, covered her rent for a few months when she was between jobs, and honestly just helped her out a lot more than I ever thought I'd have to. The thing is, she's never actually paid me back for any of it. I've tried to gently bring it up in the past, but she always has some excuse or acts like it's not a big deal. And over time, I started feeling like I wasn't helping her as much as enabling her. She just kept living this luxury lifestyle, buying things she can't afford, and whenever she'd get in a bind, I was her backup plan. She just expects it now. Now things have escalated. She's in way over her head with credit card debt again, and she's about to lose her apartment if she doesn't get it sorted. She called me a couple of weeks ago practically in tears, saying she needed a few $1,000s to stay afloat. And yeah, technically I could afford to help her out, but I'm so tired of being her safety net, you know? Like, I work hard for my money, and I'm careful with how I spend it. I don't think it's fair that she just expects me to bail her out every time. When I told her no, she was furious. She called me selfish and accused me of abandoning her. She said that if the roles were reversed, she'd help me out without a second thought. And maybe she would. But then again, she's never been in a position where she'd actually have to make that choice. She doesn't have savings, she doesn't plan for emergencies, and she never takes responsibility for her financial choices. Part of me feels guilty because, yeah, she is my sister, and I don't want her to lose her apartment, but I also feel like she really needs to learn to live within her means. I feel like helping her this time would just encourage her to keep going down the same path. Some of my friends say I'm being too harsh and that I should help her out because, you know, family. Others agree that she needs a reality check and that I shouldn't have to keep paying for her mistakes. So, am I the a-hole for finally saying no?
Here are the top comments, plus Opie's reply.
Not the a-hole at all. If anything, help her out by suggesting things she can do to get her financial literacy on track instead of just bailing her out. She's an adult, not a teenage child. If she has bought designer bags, suggest she list those for resale, as most of them are fairly good at retaining their value. Especially Chanel bags. My sister bought one years ago for about $4,000 and resold it recently for $7,000. Not too shabby.
OP replied,
I have already suggested her selling a couple of her things as she will get a good chunk of money for her stuff. She barely uses the stuff I suggested her to sell.
Not the a-hole. Let her struggle a bit. She needs to learn on herself to manage her money and expenses.
It's natural to feel guilty, but remember that you're not abandoning her, you're encouraging her to stand on her own feet. Sometimes, hitting rock bottom is what someone needs to make a change. You're not the a-hole for wanting to protect your finances and your own peace of mind. Keep standing firm in your decision.